I forgot to record it. So the topic today is about discerning between hurt and harm and help and please. So let me start with this example. Imagine my son is asking me, Mama, will you wake me up at 6 a.m. tomorrow? Now my son has an expensive watch which shows the time accurately. He has a wall clock which again shows the time. He has an alarm clock. And he has a mobile phone worth 50K, which probably shows the time of almost all the countries. And yet he's asking me, my son who's 16-year-old, my son who's 16-year-old is asking me, Mama, will you wake me up at 6 a.m. tomorrow? He has almost all the options available to wake him up at 6 a.m. And yet he's asking me. So what are the two options that I have? To say a yes or to say a no. Now, if I say a no to my son, what can happen? What could happen to my son? He may get hurt, but I am not harming him. He may get hurt if I say no. I'm probably hurting my son. He may get hurt, but I'm helping both myself and my son. Why is that so? I'm not harming him. By saying a no to my son, I'm actually not harming him. Why am I not harming him? He may get hurt, of course. It is a possibility that he may get hurt. He may feel bad. But why am I not harming him? Because I'm actually making him more responsible, which is not harming. So the chances of my son getting hurt is there. But it is definitely not going to harm him. But when I'm saying, if I say no, I'm helping both him and myself. How is that? Obviously, as I already said, I'm making him responsible. And if I'm saying no, how am I helping myself? I'm at ease. I don't have to get up in the morning to wake him up. So I'm far more relaxed. So actually, I'm helping both of us. If I say a yes out of pleasing, if I say a yes out of pleasing, it actually doesn't help anybody. So please understand what is the difference between helping and pleasing. With this example, maybe you've understood a little bit about helping and pleasing. So let me read this out to you, which is written by Dr. Henry Cloud. So Dr. Henry Cloud says, there's a huge difference between hurt and harm. We all hurt sometimes in facing hard truths, but it makes us grow. That is not harmful. Let me read this again. There's a huge difference between hurt and harm. We all hurt sometimes in facing hard truths, but it makes us grow. This is not harmful. Harm is when you damage someone. Harm is when you damage someone. Facing reality is usually not a damaging experience, even though it can hurt. Even though it can hurt. So please understand the difference between hurt and harm. When we are in close relationships, meaningful relationships, there is a chance that you might end up hurting others. That is okay. That is totally fine. That is actually getting to know each other. That is actually growing together, facing the harsh realities, facing the harsh truths. That is not harming. The same example about my son. If I'm saying a no to my 16-year-old son for anything, like for example, waking him up in the morning, it is possibly going to hurt him, but it's definitely not going to harm him. Pleasing and helping. If I'm saying a yes to please him, it is not going to help me. It is not going to help my son. So if I'm assuming that pleasing is helping, it's actually damaging. Let me also talk a little more about helping others. We all love to help, and it is obviously good to help. We are not saying it not to help. What should you keep in mind when you're helping others? So ask whether they can help themselves. First thing, can they help themselves? So the same example of my son. Can he help himself? Yes. He has 4 things to help himself: alarm clock, wall clock, wristwatch, mobile phone. So first step, when you're helping others, ask whether they can help themselves. Second, do I have the resources? Which means time, energy, money, any other resource. Do I have the resources to even help? If I don't have the energy to get up in the morning, say a no. So suppose a friend is asking me for money, please give me some money. Do I have the money to give? No. So before helping, check yourself. Do I have the resources? Third, am I a cheerful giver? If giving others, if helping others is not bringing happiness to me, that is not helping. Am I a cheerful giver? Do not give with grudging or resentment heart. So if I have to wake my son in the morning at 6 a.m. continuously for, let's say, 3 weeks or 3 months, what will happen? I will be drained out. I'm not a cheerful giver. If a friend is asking money multiple times, when that person can help himself or herself, when I don't have enough resources to help or give money, which means you're not a cheerful giver. Don't give if you're not a cheerful giver. What is the fruit of helping? If you're helping someone, what is the outcome? Is the outcome gratitude and autonomy? So if I'm waking my son up, is he grateful? And is he independent? Is there autonomy? No, then don't help. So what is the fruit? Is it gratitude and autonomy? Or is it ingratitude and dependency? So when you're helping someone, if the outcome of your help is gratitude and autonomy, then please help. If the outcome is ingratitude and dependency, then don't help. So these are the few things that you need to keep in mind when you're helping others. Let me take a recap of what you need to keep in mind before helping. Ask whether they can help themselves. That's the first thing. Do I have the resources? Am I a cheerful giver? What is the outcome? What is the fruit? Okay, so keep this in mind. Now, time to do some introspection. So I would like you to close your eyes. And if you have a paper and pen, keep that next to you, or you can write it on your cell phones. So close your eyes, and with this understanding, I would like you to ask yourself, do I please others? Do I please others, and why? If the answer is yes, why do I please others? Take a deep breath and try and remember, how often are you doing this? Probably remember the last time you tried to please somebody, and why were you doing it? Now ask yourself, did that help me or did it help them? Did pleasing or helping help me or help somebody else? What did it cost me to please others? Time, money, energy? What did it cost me to please others? Take a deep breath and ask yourself the same questions with respect to helping. Do I help others when they can help themselves? Why do I do that? How often do I do that? And why do I do it? Is it helping me or is it helping them? What is the outcome? When I help others, when they can help themselves, what is the outcome? Is it helping me or is it helping them? What does it cost me to help others when they can help themselves? Time, money, or energy? What does it cost? Take a moment to remember how often you are scared to hurt others. How often you are scared to hurt others and you end up pleasing them just because you're scared. And when you're ready, very gently open your eyes and write down your answers. Take about 5 minutes to write down what's coming up for you. Let me repeat the questions while you're writing. Do I please others? Why? Is it helping me or helping them? What does it cost me? Same questions for helping. Do I help others when they can help themselves? And why? Is it helping me? Is it helping them? And what does it cost to help others when they can help themselves? What does it cost me? So write down these answers for your own self. And also the question about how often are you scared to hurt others? So take about 3 to 4 minutes to write down your answers. And if you've written, let's breathe out the fear. Some of you must have noticed that there is a fear, which is why you're pleasing others. So let's take a moment. Let's take 3 deep breaths to breathe out the fear. So let's breathe in together. So we'll breathe in, breathe out the fear. One more time. Let's take a deep breath in. Breathe out. One moment. Breathe in and breathe out the fear. And now ask yourself, once you're breathing out the fear, what is the new choice? What is a different choice that I wish to make? What is the different choice that I wish to make? When I don't want to please others, when I don't want to help others, when they can help themselves, what is the different choice that I wish to make? And ask yourself, am I ready to make this choice? Do I have the courage to make this choice? So I want you all to breathe in the courage. And the courage comes from within. So let's breathe in the courage. Tell yourself, I have the courage to make this different choice. And let's do this one more time. I have the courage to make this choice. And let's do it one more time. I have the courage to make this different choice. And now I want you to visualize making this new choice. Whatever it is, this new choice of yours. Visualize yourself making this new choice, because making a new choice requires an immense amount of courage. Visualize this for yourself and become aware of how does this make you feel. And gently open your eyes. Okay. So let me give you an example about hurt and harm. So imagine if I'm to eat 10 Oreo packets or 10 biscuit packets. Is it going to harm me? 10 biscuit packets at a time. Obviously, it's going to harm me, right? And imagine a doctor pricking an injection to cure me. Is it going to hurt me? Yes. But is it going to harm me? No. So eating 5 biscuit packets, Oreo, because it's tasty. Imagine I'm eating 5 Oreo packets. I'm going to feel nice, but it is definitely harming me. A prick of an injection hurts, but it doesn't harm. So do you understand the difference between hurt and harm? So when you're making a different choice, it may hurt somebody else, but it may not harm. Please understand. So write down the new choice that you're going to make from now on with respect to pleasing others, helping others, or in your relationship. What is a different choice that you're going to make with this understanding about hurt and harm, helping and pleasing? So take a moment, just about a moment. Okay. Great. So why is it important to visualize? Because when we are visualizing, you're training your brain to act upon it. So when you act upon it, you're already ready because your brain has already rehearsed it. So when you're making a different choice, please visualize it. Please write it so that your brain gets used to it. And when you're acting, then it becomes much easier for you to act it out. Okay? So pleasing stems from being scared to hurt. When we are scared to hurt, we end up pleasing. So pleasing stems from being scared to hurt. Pleasing drains us. Pleasing helps nobody. If you're a pleaser, you will burn out. Meaningful relationships are based on the openness to the risk of being hurt. You're no longer walking on eggshells. So when you have meaningful relationship, beautiful relationships, you're not scared to hurt anybody. You're not walking on eggshells. Okay? Help fills up. Genuine help fills up with more energy. It is gratifying. It is fulfilling. Helping helps both the giver and the receiver. When you're genuinely helping, it will help both the receiver and the giver. So choose hurt over harm, help over pleasing. So let's do this together 3 times. I choose, let's say it together. I choose hurt over harm. I choose help over pleasing. I choose hurt over harm. I choose help over pleasing. And last time, I have the courage to choose hurt over harm. I have the courage to choose help over pleasing. So next time, please become aware. When is it that you're helping? When is it that you're pleasing? When is it that you're hurting? When is it that you're harming? And it's totally okay for you to hurt. It's not okay to harm. It's totally okay to help others, but totally not okay to please others. That's when our relationships mature. That's when our relationships become more meaningful. So that's it for today. Any questions or any sharing? Okay, there is somebody who's written, how do I understand this in a relationship to my spouse? So yes, this is a very good question, because we need to stay with a spouse all our lives, every single day. So that's when you need to have a mutual understanding. Sit with your spouse and understand what is going to harm him and what is going to harm you. So for instance, if my husband is raising his voice, according to him it's hurt and not harm, but according to me it is harming me. So I need to sit with my husband and have certain agreements. So same example, suppose my husband is talking with a raised voice. I can tell him, listen, you talking to me in a raised voice is actually harming me. I am not able to think, I'm not able to breathe when you talk in a loud voice. So we need to have certain agreements, talk it out, that this is harming me. This is not hurting me, this is harming me. Can you tell me what is harming you? So that is very important, to have this mutual agreements between your spouse, okay? I hope, Manisha, I've answered your question. Yes. So let me share my own personal example. It's a very simple example that's coming to my mind. So I remember my husband loves to watch movies, and he loves to watch movies which are like these war movies and lots of fights and stuff like that. And I don't like to watch them. So what I was doing initially was pleasing. I used to end up saying, yes, I will come for the movie with you. After watching the movie, I used to get a headache. I was clearly pleasing him. I was clearly harming myself. What did I do? I went up to him and I told him, is it okay if I don't come for the movie? Because I would so love to spend time with you, but watching the movie is not helping me. I'm getting a headache. It's not helping you because I'm not actually spending time with you. Is it okay if I come for the dinner after the movie and spend time with you? He said, of course, why didn't you tell me earlier? I will watch the movie by myself or with some other friend. So that really helped me. So please understand, when we stop pleasing others, we are actually helping both. Yeah. So it's 6:35. If you have any other question, okay, Sahil has written, looking at this other side of the coin, how do we have the wisdom to not negatively react to hurt and help and wrongly confuse it with harm? How to also not fall into the trap of feeling good when people please us? That's a very good question. I need to read it again to understand it better. How to, looking at the other side of the coin, how do we have the wisdom to not negatively react to hurt? So how to not negatively react to hurt, which means obviously you will be hurt. So suppose I am asking my husband to have dinner with me and he's saying no to me, I am going to be hurt, right? But with this wisdom that he doesn't have to please me, and at the same time I am hurt, what I can do? Feel my hurt fully, and again have a conversation with my husband that I so wanted you to come for dinner with me, but you said no. And I'm really hurt about this. What can we do about this? Can we do something? And he may still not agree with me, and I might still be hurt. The point is to process our hurts, which we've discussed in the earlier sessions, how to really savor or fully live our emotions, fully feel our emotions. So the point is, this is my hurt. I need to deal with it. And the second question, wrongly confuse it with harm. So my husband saying no to me is definitely not harming me. It may hurt me, but it is not harming me. How to also not fall into the trap of feeling good when people please us. So of course, when people please us, we are going to feel good. So let me tell you my own personal example. Last year when I'm just going to take another 1 minute. It's 6:35, I know. So when I came back from the hospital last year, where I could do practically nothing, I categorically told my children and my husband, you do not need to please me. No matter what, please do not please me. That's the worst thing, that I just don't want y'all to please me. You can take care of me, but do not please me. And I still follow that. So and only you will know whether somebody is doing that to please you or whether that somebody is doing to help you. So there's a very thin line. So become aware, you can become aware of that, because we might fall into this trap. We might fall into the trap of wanting others to please us, because it feels very nice when somebody is pleasing us. So the more aware you are, whether you are fallen into that trap or not, and keep having difficult conversation with people, people who have meaningful relationships with you. Have difficult conversations that this is hurting me, this is harming me, I'm pleasing you, I'm helping you, or you are pleasing me, or I will ask for help. Don't please me. So have these conversations. Okay, thank you very much. In case you all have any other questions, please put it on the group or ask me personally and I shall respond. See you everybody. And the recording I will post on the group. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta.
Thank you.